Hello guys, welcome to another video here today where I'm going to be sitting down and discussing who I actually objectively think is the better of the two. Between the two mons, I've done a lot of videos like this before. They'll be on the screen right now. I'll leave them in the description. I do videos of this all the time. I figured I wanted to wait for these mons to get released to actually do it. So here it is. I want to really just go through this. I want to talk about this. Again, I love talking about this type of stuff. So if you guys also love hearing me talk about this type of stuff, leave that like down below, guys. I'll try to do more. I've been doing them for a lot, but I don't do them as frequent. I want to make them as important as possible as standalone, but I might do more. We'll see. But guys, Libero Cinderace or Protean Greninja. You know, I've been seeing a lot of people talk about it recently, who's the better of the two. And I'm like, hey, what better guy to ask, right? I do these all the time. What better guy to ask, right, man? I feel like this is it. We're going to sit down and talk about it and objectively just look at it. At the mons, the ability is just the same, guys. There's no other way to look at it. It is the same. But the mons, we're going to look at it, objectively see who's better. I mean, they're both OU. One was even banned to Ubers. Cinderace has not been banned to Ubers. I mean, he could be. I haven't actually, ran him yet on Showdown. I haven't seen much of him on Showdown yet. He's been out for a couple days now. But, hey, he's out. He's doing the thing. It's Cinderace season, boys. Hit that like for Cinderace season. Regardless, so we're going to jump right there with it. Cinderace, the Pure Fire, and Greninja, the Water Dark type. So, I mean, also, one of them has another form. Look, we're just going to talk. Okay, so Cinderace, they both have 530 base total stats. And just how starters go. 116 attack, 119 speed. And Greninja have 95 attack, 103 special attack, and 122 speed. So all in all, Greninja is definitely, when it comes to the stat-wise, he's just better. He's a better mixed attacker because he's got two really solid attack and special attack stats. 95, if that's your best stat for an attacking stat, it's usually average. But since he has 95 and 103, mixes at 122, it's a mixed attacker. Example, right? If he had 71 special attack and 95 attack, it probably wouldn't hit that hard. He probably would not hit that hard. You know what I mean? But the fact that they're both solid enough to where you can run anything mixed or do whatever you want to do, mix it up a bit, and as well as the ability that literally gives you stab on anything, regardless, it's what they do. I should probably go into the abilities first. I will look at the stats. She'll go into the abilities. The abilities, pretty much, they change them into the typing of whatever move they use. They both turn Gunk Shot. So if they use Gunk Shot, they both turn to a Poison type. You know what I mean? Obviously, Cinderace is hitting Gunk Shot a lot harder because he's got a lot higher physical attack stat. That's just obvious. You know what I mean? But Greninja, he loses some attack for speed. That speed stat is phenomenal. They really said, I don't care about any of this stat, but this guy hitting hard, or sorry, just this guy hitting and this guy running very fast. He's one of the fastest mons out. He easily is one of the fastest mons. For whatever reason, X and Y drop really fast mons. They drop Greninja, they drop Noivern. I think it's 123, 121. He's either higher or lower than it by 1 point. I always forget. I don't know, man. They just started to drop a lot of fast mons on X and Y. I don't know, dude. Then a complete 180 is something where everyone's slow. Regardless, though, their abilities, essentially what they do, they make them turn into the typing of what they moves that they use. So if they use Gunk Shot, like I said, they both become poison types. So it's very convenient. It's really good. I mean, they get that added power regardless because there's so many modifiers that go behind this, guys. There's an item boost modifier if you have a life form of choice band. There is a stab modifier, which they're always going to get that stab modifier, by the way. They always get it. And to always get that stab modifier, none of these mons are bad. Obviously, there's one better than the other. We're going to find that in this video. But right now, none of them are bad. None of them. Because the fact that you could just get stab modifier regardless for free is insane, dude. It's actually just insane. You have no reason to run Blaze. You have no reason to run Torrent when the hidden abilities are just jacked. X and Y obviously introduced the hidden ability. So Poggers or Greninja, he did it first. But does that mean Cinderace does it bad? Absolutely not. Cinderace is a monster. Like I said, if you look at the things that are coming right now in the metagame, things like Clefable, things like Corviknight, things like Toxapex. My man gets Pyro Ball, which already is doing a lot of, it's already doing a lot of damage to Clefable and Corviknight especially. He gets Gunk Shot. If you run that for Clefable, you become a Poison type. Zen Headbutt. You run that for Toxapex, he becomes a second type. So my man does it, you know what I mean? He is definitely going to be hurting some walls within the OU metagame right now. Not to say Greninja literally had, he was a perfect Pokemon, dude. People would run Spike leads on this guy just to not get Volt switched. Like, it was insane, the mind games. It would run spikes so you can become a ground type to not get volt switched. So I would hope people start to run some cool stuff like Cinderace Acrobatics so you can not get earth hit by Hippowdon. I don't know, dude. Some cool stuff like that, you know what I mean? Like, you probably wouldn't get much out of it, you know? The spikes, you get a lot more out of it versus turn into a flying type to just not take an earthquake. Versus turn into a ground type, ignore a move, and also get that layer up. That one layer can go such a far way. But we're going to focus on Cinderace for now. Cinderace, really solid stats. My man is hitting like a truck. And he also has a stab signature move, Pyro Ball, which this move, it's a base 120 stab move. The fact that it's 90 accuracy, it's deserved because you should never have a move like this that always hits. But it's literally Fire Draco. But it just, when it misses, it feels like it misses almost all the time. You know what I mean? But we should look at it though. Like I said, Libero, you know what it does. Resistances, he's resistant to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 resistances and 3 weaknesses of water, ground, and rock. Fire resistance, I don't know if that's too big. Bug resistance, it's all right. I feel like the big resistances here are probably Steel and Fairy. Grass is pretty cool too, but Steel and Fairy is definitely the bigger resistances right now, like especially Steel and Fairy. Especially Steel and Fairy. Bro, the top 2 mons right now are Clefable and Corviknight, and he resists both of their stab moves. So the moves that they would have to use, well, sorry, Corviknight get the flying stab as well too. So that's gonna hurt a lot. But it cuts out one of the stab moves. And like I said earlier, stab modifier is really big. Adding into all of that, both of these mons are hitting like a truck. Cinderace hitting more like a truck because of that higher attack stat. He's hitting like a truck. But Greninja loses that in order to hit both sides. But like I said, we're just both Steel and Fairy, really, really good. He's got some decent neutralities as well too. Sometimes I kind of wish that Fire was like, I don't know. I feel like Fire should be weak to flying because, I don't know, dude. That's my lore for another day, dude. But I feel like his weaknesses also can hinder him. Water and ground are pretty common. So that could also be a massive hindrance. As well as being weak to rock. Now here's the thing about fire types. Being weak to rock, not that bad. But the fact that he's weak to stealth rocks is what's bad. But they introduced heavy duty boots, so he gets away with it. You know what I mean? If this would have been Gen 7, I don't know, bro. It'd be a little really rough for Cinderace. You know what I mean? It'd be really rough, especially with hazard stacks being so good right now. It'd be really rough. But the fact that he has heavy duty boots and the fact that they introduced heavy duty boots is a massive plus for this mon. It's almost like they wanted to make this mon the best, one of the best starters of all time. Literally. You know what I mean? Literally. But like I said again, heavy duty boots is going to really help him out with the stealth rocks and the spikes and the T-spikes, all that stuff. It's beautiful. And he has a signature move as well too. They give him 2 signature moves. 2. Pyro Ball, base 120, stab move, God tier animation, and court change. Court change essentially changes the court. It's in the name. So if you have like screens and like if they have screens and light screen and all that stuff, it swaps. Then the hazards end up being on their side. So let's say that if your heavy duty boots gets knocked off, at least you change the court to where it's now on their side now. And if it's like the defog or rapid spin, then nobody has it. But the beautiful side is it's not on your side anymore. So there's always that argument people say that what if Cinderace lost his heavy duty boots? Does it become weaker? Yes and no. Yes, because if you do not remove the hazards, yes. No, because if you do end up actually removing the hazards and you core change it, then you're in a lot better position. You know what I mean? Plus, having those hazards on the enemy side of the field is really good for a mon that is an insane revenge killer. He's a really good revenge killer. He's not meant to just one-shot things. He's meant to clean up, and he does that job really good. Both of them, honestly, do that job amazing. That's just a couple things to go on to that. They learned decent moves. Cinderace learns decent moves. He gets bounce, counter, double. Okay, let's not look at these. Ignore these. We're not gonna look at these. We're gonna look at these. So my man gets some decent moves. Like I said again, he gets U-turn, which is really good. Acrobatics could be decent. Wow, it's looking rough for you. Never mind. He gets Gunk Shot, Iron Head, Electro Ball. So it is where it's something decent. Zen Butt, Focus Blast, Flare Blitz, Bulk Up for setup. I guess Blaze Kick. I don't see a reason why you'd run it. It's the same accuracy and it does less. I can't really seem to figure out why you'd run it. I'm pretty sure Blaze Kick has a chance to burn versus Pyro Ball does not. Or does it? We're not gonna look at it right now. Pyro Ball does have a 10% chance to burn as well. So I actually always forget it's a 10% chance to burn. Literally, you have no reason to run Blaze Kick literally ever, dude. So don't run that. They give him some like Shadow Ball, Heat Wave stuff as well too. He gets BP, which could be convenient for sure. That actually could be really handy. You never know when it could be handy, you know what I mean? I can see that being fun. sub, all that stuff. So all in all, decent move pool. I don't want to say anything godlike, but it's definitely not trash because the unique things he learns are definitely good enough, like Gunk Shot, Iron Heads, and Headbutt. Electro Ball could be decent as well too. I know if you had to pick a move on the special side to lock it with Cinderace, it would probably end up being Electro Ball. But like I said, decent moves at least. He also gets Work Up as well too. So Work Up and Bulk Up. No Swords Dance, so unfortunate, but Work Up and Bulk Up. A man learned some decent moves to say the least. Decent move pool for sure. He can touch Jump Kick as well too, which is pretty solid. And Sucker Punch and Super Fang. Sand Attack, I feel like it's such a pointless egg move. It's a rabbit. It should already know Sand Attack, but they just have to put it in an egg move. So all in all, definitely like a solid, very solid like move pool. You know what I mean? Like definitely solid. He gets initiative. He hits hard with fighting, and then becoming that fighting stab. Very convenient, dude. You gotta find times to use it, but definitely not a bad mon. Like Cinderace is incredible. Very good mon. Like he was already okay in the OU metagame. Now he's even better. You know what I mean? Going into Greninja though, Greninja, this man is just, listen, this is not me knee jerking, like jacking off Greninja, because maybe I like him more, but I'm being genuine. This man is cracked. This man is cracked. So 1-2 base speed. Already he's outpacing Cinderace like it's his job. Cinderace is really fast as well too. It's only 3 points faster than it, but the fact that, you know, 3 points can mean a lot, especially in this situation where that speed control, like there's literally almost nothing that outspeeds this thing. You know what I mean? 103 and 95 mixed attack stat is very good. This man's move pool is solid as hell to be both water and dark. He can run Night Slash, he can run Dark Pulse, he can run Scald, he can run Waterfall. You know what I mean? Like he can do so much, dude. He can do so much, dude. It's just so cracked. He's so good. He also has more resistances. Cinderace had a whopper resistance of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Greninja has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I lied. They're all the same. But I will say this right now. Cinderace resisting Fairy is very good, but it doesn't really matter. Their resistances only really matter like in the beginning of the game, as well as how you like pace the game. If you play the game, you know what I mean. Because the resistances will constantly change. The only reason why they matter, why I'm bringing it up in this conversation, is because, let's say, for example, you want to do some gimmicky stuff. You want to like, I don't know, you want to end up, what's a good example here? I'm trying to find a good example. Let's say that for whatever reason, honestly, you leave your Greninja in on a, let's say, a really fast fairy type. Hypothetically, it just outspeeds it, like a, I don't know, like a Choice Scarf Xerneas, I don't know, example. And you leave it in, and it outspeeds you, and bop, you're gonna get throttled, you're dead. Chances are you're probably dead. Versus Cinderace, probably would live it. It's little things like that. They don't really matter too much, but it's good to still bring it up, you know what I mean? He has an immunity though. He has a complete immunity to Psychic typing. But Cinderace can also throw a Dark type, so like I said again, it's good to bring it up, but it's not the biggest factor, you know what I mean? But the fact that he's a Water type is already a plus. Fire typing, I've been saying it forever, it's not really that good. It's really not. Like, you never need a Fire type. Ground types could do Fire type jobs, you know what I mean? Even bulky Water types could do Fire types jobs. Like, you don't really need a Fire type. You know, you don't. Right now, Sun is very good, but in the grand scheme of things, you don't need a Fire type, you know what I mean? So just the fact that he's Water Dark is really just a lot better. It's an amazing type of combination. Godlike. My man learns some insane moves as well, too. Matt's Block, I have never heard of this move, dude. Physical special category moves? Bro, I have never heard of this move. Definitely gotta be a Gen 7 thing. Like I said, he gets Night Slash, he gets Water Shuriken, a brand new signature move, which, you know, if you end up killing with it, you end up actually turning into Ash Greninja. Fun fact, this move used to be physical, then they changed it to special. So, pretty cool. Pretty cool. So in Gen 6, you see, it was a physical move, they changed it to special. So it's almost like they made that better because special is stronger, you know? So that's the thing. He gets like Water Pulse, priorities, access to priority, access to stab. A lot of good priorities. Shadow Sneak, Water Shuriken, some solid priority to say the least. He can remove setup with Haze and become an Ice type. There's a lot he could do, you know what I mean? A lot of gimmicky stuff. Greninja's got that more gimmicky. You can put up hazards as well, too. Now, Cinderace can technically do the same thing as well, too, if you have hazards on your side of the field with court change. So, technically, Cinderace can do the same thing. He has hazard control as well. Getting into the crazy stuff, like I said, Ice Beam, Scald, He had access to hidden power. The fact that he had access to hidden power, I don't know. We're not gonna count hidden power just because it doesn't exist in Sword and Shield. But if we were, I don't know, bro. Because the fact that you have access to that, you can become every typing in the game. Every typing in the game. He had Work Up Toxic, all that stuff. Don't even think Cinderace could get Toxic. No, because only poison Pokemon can learn Toxic in Sword and Shield. It's really weird. Only something like that as well, too. It's really weird. Smackdown, Rock Tomb, bunch of weird moves are just pointing out just for whatever reason. But the biggest ones are like Scald, Grass Knot, U-Turn, Serve Dark Pulse, Water Pulse, all that stuff. Those are the biggest ones. I even saw people running Acrobatic just for the shits and giggles. Like, I know, I saw a dude running Acrobatic just for how Lucha. It was so weird, dude, but they did it just to resist the fighting moves. They did it. Like, it was gimmicky. People were testing out so much stuff in, like, week 1 when Protean Greninja came out. But it was gimmicky, but it was fun, dude. It was definitely fun. Like I said, Greninja has so much access stuff. He has Power Up Punch, T-Spikes. The list goes on, dude. Here's the move tutor moves. He's got Gunk Shot, man. Low Kick. So many stuff, dude. So many stuff, dude. So much. I've seen people even run, like, Shadow Sneak just to be able to, like, ignore fighting moves. You know what I mean? It was crazy, dude. Limitless potential Greninja has, dude. It's actually insane. But the man could do so much, dude. It's just insane, dude. He's got so much access to him. He has a really solid offensive spread as well, too. So all in all, he's got the better moves than Cinderace. Cinderace's got great moves too, but he just gets better moves than Cinderace. There's more of the gimmick. He has more control of that ability than Cinderace because he gets more access to it. There's more gimmicks behind it, you know what I mean? The fact that he doesn't hit as hard isn't too much of a problem because they both get stab modifiers, and you can also be able to... I've seen people run Specs Greninja, I've seen people run Banded, I've seen Life Orb, I've seen the craziest things. I've seen people run Never Melt Ice just to be able to do more damage to their ice teams. People would, like, plan for the stab modifiers. It gets crazy, dude. Like, the list goes on. The list actually goes on. All in all, though, Greninja getting Ash Greninja, which if you see these stats, gets janked up, dude. It gets insane. This one is a beast. And you have to count Ash Greninja because you also have to count the G-Max form of Cinderace. But the G-Max form is essentially, like, just Cinderace with double the HP and a signature move, which pretty much is Mold Breaker. So, double the HP, Mold Breaker, but I don't know, dude. The fact that Ash Greninja exists and he's got these insane stats. Look at these stats, dude. 640. This is a Mega. This Mon is a Mega that's not a Mega. They don't call it a Mega, but it's literally a Mega. You know what I mean? Oh my God. Like, Ash Greninja is a breed within his own. He has Battle Bond. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing as Protean at all. It just increases the power of Greninja's signature move, Water Shuriken. So Water Shuriken ends up doing more. And also, if you KO with Water Shuriken, you end up transforming into it. So your Water Shuriken does more when you're in Battle Bond, but when you KO with Water Shuriken, you end up becoming Ash Greninja. The man is janked. Listen, the stats speaks for itself. He does everything Greninja does and literally better because of these stats. I'm not going to go too deep into the detail of Ash Greninja. You lose the essence of becoming every single typing in the game, but does it really matter when you have 153 special attack and 145 attack with 132 speed? It doesn't matter. And his defense stat, that's 72 HP, is not the world's worst thing. If it was like 50, you could breathe on him and he'd die. You can still probably breathe on him and he'd die, but 72 versus 50, he'll live a lot more. You know what I mean? But the fact that, I'm just jerking off Greninja now, guys. I'm sorry. This man is a beast. You don't even get the chance to attack him because he's just so fast and he hits so hard, dude. I know people running like priority Mach Punch Vacuum Wave so often just for this guy. Or they try to outbook it. Assault Vest was almost common on almost everything, dude. Like, Magearna Assault Vest was one of the best to take the thing on, dude. It was just so good against it. But, Jesus Christ, dog. Like, if it's not obvious, yes, Greninja is the better Protean user. Greninja cheats the game. Like, while yes, they both cheat, they're both cheaters at the end of the day, Greninja cheats better and more with a soft Mega. Yes. And he gets better moves. Like, Greninja's got better moves. IMO, I think he has better stats. If you ask me, I think he has better stats. If you ask me, I think he has better stats. I'd rather have a mixed offensive attacker that can turn into every typing in the game versus being limited to being a physical attacker with a poor special attack stat where you can only change typings based on that physical attack stat. Like, I think the only gimmick one people are probably going to use to take use of the Protean Libero Cinderace for the special attack set is probably Electro Ball. I don't see anything else being used at all for a special attack set that people would like. Round? Why? You could court change, you know what I mean? You could double edge. I see Snarl. You could Sucker Punch. You could Assurance even if you wanted to. I see no reason why anybody would run Libero Cinderace with some special moves outside of Electro Ball. Electro Ball is like the only one, and I only say that because he doesn't get Wild Charge. I don't know why he doesn't get Wild Charge. He doesn't, but he just does not get Wild Charge. So Electro Ball would probably be the only one I could see people running. All in all, Iron Head, Gunk Shots, then how about High Jump Kick, Sucker Punch. Phenomenal moves to run to be able to like abuse the Libero for sure. But Greninja just abused it better. He did it better. He had better stats, IMO. He used this faster as well, too, to be able to just get it off quicker. There was more gimmicks behind it. And he has Ash Greninja. All in all, guys, the short sentence of this, Greninja is the better of the two. Yes, he's the better of the two. If it was unobvious, because to some it was not. Some people were like, oh, you can just high jump kick a Greninja and he's dead. Well, you're not looking at it as a 1v1 type of thing. You're looking at it as what Greninja does in the game versus what Cinderace does in the game, and Greninja just does more and better. So, that is it for the video, guys. If you enjoyed, slap a like down below, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? I would love to find out how you disagree. I think this is completely objective at all. And, but I also would love to hear it. Subscribe. If you want to see more of this, I will definitely do more. And I'll see you guys in the next video.